and we wanted to set the record straight from our voices. And not
These Portland teachers are speaking out.
They know they need teachers of color.
About what they say really happened to the 30-year program to get educators of color into Oregon classrooms, the Portland Teachers Program, or PTP.
We need to stand up for injustices and stand up when we see something that's not right. I mean, that's the whole value of our programs.
I really do want to welcome all of you to the 30th anniversary.
Deborah Cochran ran PTP for 3 decades with the mission statement of listen, learn, and serve. The program started in the 80s after calls from the community to get more black teachers in Portland public school classrooms, calls we still hear today. The intense teacher training program focused on anti-racism, learning other cultures, and embracing your own.
Racism, white supremacy, like we talk about so many things that you don't talk about in a normal program, but that you need to talk about to deal with to actually be an efficient and effective teacher.
The program worked through a 4-way partnership. Teachers would go to undergrad at Portland Community College and then get their master's degree at Portland State University. Portland or Beaverton school districts would hire the teachers. Nearly 300 teachers of color graduated as PTP teachers.
More than anything, PTP has simply been about the struggle to become whole human beings who can help our children become whole human beings.
LINDELL Stone found PTP starting his second career.
For me, PTP gave me a sense of focus, a sense of purpose.
It's honestly...
BREANA VANCE said PTP helped her discover who she was supposed to be.
I started changing like the way that I lived my life. I started making better decisions, and it was because Deborah would push us to be better. PTP means many
And PTP grad Mercedes MUñOZ went on to be the 2020 Oregon Educator of the Year.
One of my first years in PTP, and Deborah just like got all up in my face, and she was like, when you get hired, it is going to be because you are the best. Not because you are black, not because you are a woman, but because you are the best practitioner at what it is that you do.
The program costs $500,000 a year to pay for the tuition and fees for PTP students at PSU. And in the spring of 2019, like so many colleges, Portland State University was facing a budget crisis. PSU College of Education Dean Marvin Lin told the current PTP students they would have to pay half their tuition. A shock to students and not part of the deal.
It was like, I know, like we were backstabbed.
just having the rug pulled from underneath you and saying, oh, this is over is heartbreaking.
And when you have a group of graduates in the middle of their term telling them that they're not going to be able to finish, that they've got to come up with all kinds of money on the fly with no warning, I don't feel like that's honoring the contract.
That decision was later reversed. Those PTP students finished the program without paying tuition at PSU.
First, I'd like to congratulate the Portland Teachers Program on its long...
Dean Lin talked about it briefly at a celebration ahead of graduation in 2019.
Let's make sure we support our long-standing, successful programs, right? We don't have to invent something new. We've got it.
This caused a rift between the alumni and Dean Lin. In a new letter written by PTP alumni addressed to the community, alumni said PSU was not transparent during this process. The partners didn't fight hard enough to keep the program going. And PTP's director, Deborah Cochran, resigned in protest over the, quote, difficulties of dealing with PSU leadership, the silence and lack of support from the other partners, and long-standing inaction at the state level, as well as a refusal to be part of the dysfunction that was impacting students and the integrity of the program. There has been no PTP director since December of 2019. They haven't accepted new students into the program since 2017. When they do accept new PTP students, some of them will have to pay half their tuition at PSU, and they probably won't use the PTP name because the alumni asked them not to.
No.
Despite all of that, Dean Marvin Lin has been adamant PTP was never over.
I think it's unfortunate that our alumni believe that. That's not true. The program has not ended. The program is moving forward. The program
is going to change a little bit. Some of that is because of the cost containment measures that I talked about. And that is something that all public universities are dealing with.
It's easy for them to say that this is still PTP because they don't know what PTP is.
Alumni like Woodlawn first grade teacher Lionel CLEGG say without Cochran there to train the new director, without all the alumni to act as mentors or take on student teachers, and without full tuition waivers, it's just not the same successful program they went through.
You can't copy something that's genuine and sit here and just put a stamp on it and say that it's still the same thing. It's not.
If there's a program, if you don't have any of your PTP alumni supporting it or backing it, I wouldn't go for it. It's not going to be the same thing.
They say Dean Lynn's insistence that PTP is alive and well shows a real lack of understanding about what made this program so successful for so many years.
And I know personally that in raising some of the concerns privately with Dr. Lynn, it was just like a big circle. I'm going to circumvent what you're talking about, and this is my agenda. And by the way, will you do this? I think he's missing the ability to listen, learn, and serve.
Lynn, who became dean in the summer of 2017 and made budget cuts soon after, said he understands why some people blame him for these issues.
I certainly would too if a new person came in asking questions and then was faced with a budget challenge and had to make some decisions right away that changed the nature of the program. You know, I'm a person who is, as I said before, this is my life's work. It's teacher diversity. So I'm excited about that.
In a group Zoom, Dean Lynn and the other partners said their commitment to PTP is real.
I don't think this program can thrive without the support of the alumni community.
My big question, though, is if they are so important and the program was so important, then how did we even get to this point? Why cut tuition? Why kind of let some of these issues happen?
Resources in our institutions are not infinite. I mean, there are serious limitations to what we can and cannot do.
The partners hope to meet with PTP alumni on February 19th to, quote, help shape the future of the program.
Right.
These alumni say a new PTP is just not PTP at all.
I would say to PSU, you can try, but you don't have the secret sauce.
Because you know you didn't put the work in, you didn't build the foundation, you weren't there when times were really hard, so you can't say that you are continuing something.